get ready to get sticky. Sticky Situations is sponsored by Corona Crush. Corona Crush is creating Jewish couples always. Join the Facebook group. Just search Corona Crush and look out for virtual speed dating events happening every other week. They're 100% free and 100% Jewish. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sticky Situations. I'm your host, Rachel, which you already know because I'm simply unforgettable. Everyone, whatever platform you're listening on right now, please go like, follow, subscribe. If your platform allows for it, rate, review. Good ratings and reviews only, please. Just like your mom taught you. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Also, go follow us on socials. Like Sticky Situations page on Facebook. Follow Sticky Situations Pod on Instagram and follow Sticky Situations Pod on TikTok. Yeah, the social media game, we gotta up it, so everyone please follow. Everyone, also, if you would like to be a guest on my podcast, please, you can send me a DM on Instagram. You can send me an email at stickysituationspod@gmail.com. You can also go to the Instagram page and there is an application. Or you can go to the Corona Crush group Facebook page where every time I post these episodes, I also post the application to be a guest. If you like to date me or any of my other podcasts, any of my single guests on the podcast, you can also send me a DM. There's applications for that. You can also find those on the Instagram page. And, we love a good Google form. So just let me know if you can't find it. I will be happy to send it to you. Well, everyone, we have an extra special episode today, and I'm really excited for this. So let's get right to it. Okay, everybody, Sticky Situation Nation, welcome to the podcast, Ben. Okay, so Ben.
Yeah.
Can you tell my listeners your age and your age, location, relationship status, and religious denomination, even though we know your relationship status, location, and religious denomination because from our previous talking to your wife, Natalie.
Okay.
We'll start with age.
Okay, we're going to start with age. Age, I'm 20s or 30s.
Okay, that's fine. Where's your location?
I'm in
Nashville.
the Northern Hemisphere.
Okay, what is your relationship status?
Single or divorced.
He's married, everybody.
Or married. No, okay, I'm married.
And what is your religious denomination?
I'm a Quaker.
He's a modern Orthodox Jew, everybody.
No, well, okay. We'll go
okay, Ben, can you tell us some funny
I'm a modern
stories?
Orthodox Jew who wants to go to Mars. I don't know how modern I am. Because I'm planning on...
He's borderline yeshivish.
Borderline yeshivish. That's what I'm trying to say.
He doesn't eat gebrocks on Pesach.
Right. But I more than make up for it throughout the year.
But he waits 6 hours.
I'm constantly eating gebrocks.
He waits 6 hours between milk and meat.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what gebrocks...
fasting.
For those of you who don't know what gebrocks is, it's like matzah products mixed with water. And some people who are like kind of yeshivish don't eat it.
Yeah, but you say gebrocks.
Gebrocks.
There you go.
Okay. So, Ben, can you tell us some dating stories?
Some dating stories?
Yeah, from your single days. Before you met Natalie.
It was a pretty pathetic dating life. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you told me you had stories.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
I was set up with a girl in a different city. But we were in the same city.
Okay, so you were set up with a girl.
We weren't living in the same. We were both visiting the same city.
Oh, okay.
And we were there for some Yontif. And we were, I was at my sister's house. She was at her brother's house. And they were forced us to go out afterwards. And that was a bad date because I really didn't want to go on the date. And I don't think she had much interest in going on the date either. And I also didn't know the city at all. So I picked her up and I said, where do you want to go? How about Dave & Buster's? And she's like, fine. And this is I don't think I had a smartphone. I don't even know if I had a GPS. I must have had a GPS. So I I navigate there. It's about 25 minutes away, and this story's going on. And I know nothing's happened in the story to justify it yet, but the story's going to continue. And we're driving. We're not saying much. I'm uncomfortable because I'm pretty uncomfortable with people who don't talk a lot when conversation's not going well. My questions aren't, being received well, and vice versa. So overall, we can characterize this trip so far as pretty uncomfortable, awkward, weird. And then I missed a turn for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. I don't remember. So she's fully expecting me to take the new directions, and I just say, you want me to drop you off at home? And she says, yeah, that'd actually be great. And then we just went home. So I think that's a pretty terrible story. I'm reliving the awkwardness of the date more than, I don't think the story sounds good. It probably sounds actually like a pretty terrible story, and I apologize for wasting everyone's life for the last 5 minutes. But
that's so terrible. So
we didn't go anywhere. That's
you
the
didn't
point.
go
I
anywhere.
picked
You
her
picked
up
her
and I
up.
wanted
You took the
not
wrong
even
turn.
I went in a circle.
She's like asking you why you didn't go the right way, and you're like, "Do you want me to just take you home?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I was
So
I was
did.
home 20 minutes after I left. But yeah.
Whatever happened to this girl? Did you ever speak to her ever again? What did you tell
Did I
your
ever speak to her
sister who
again?
tried
No.
to set you up with this girl?
I think I said ugh when I came home. Not about her, just
After
about the
you
whole
walked
date.
in 20 minutes later.
Yeah, she was like, "How did it go?"
How do you think it went?
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes
It
later.
went well, right? We were still being on the date. So, but the thing is, I like to embellish. Let's be honest. Have you ever embellished some of your relationships or stories? Like,
maybe.
Well, it's a girlfriend or boyfriend, but like.
I'll embellish it if you need to. As long as Rachel has good
No, I'm saying even though I only went out for 20 minutes, I told in certain situations to people I had to tell. I pretended like I had been going out with this girl for 6 years,
But you went out for 20 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm experienced. I have a girlfriend. We've been dating for years now. Like,
20
and
minutes.
I would be referring in my head to this person I went out for
For 20
18 or
minutes.
19 minutes. Yeah.
It's okay. I think I called a guy my boyfriend, and we had a situationship for like 4 months. The whole situationship.
You were calling him a boyfriend to your friend.
Like, I think, like, after the fact, I was like, oh, yeah, my ex.
It feels good to call
And,
someone
like,
to say you have a boyfriend. Like,
Yeah, I was like, and that's what I thought, like, love was. Like, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna be
But
honest.
I'm like,
I had no
I'm
notions
just
that
kidding.
this
I'm just
was
kidding.
love.
This guy, it was a situationship. We talked for 4 months. So I went, my friend's
I gotta go.
my friend's boyfriend at the time set me up with his friend. It was a weird match, but like for some reason we went on a double date. The guy seemed nice enough, but like didn't talk that much. And we were basically pen pals because he didn't live in New York. He lived further away. And we were pen pals. But like instead of like texting all day every day, he would send me like one really long text every like 3 days. And then I broke his phone somehow because I didn't hear from him for like a week.
You're gonna say you broke his foot, and I was like,
No,
"Oh,
his
that's a
phone.
move."
He never came to see me. We never talked on the phone. This was strictly over text. I met him that one time. And then I didn't hear from him for like a week. And I'm like, okay, I guess this guy is ghosting me. And then he texts me and we were talking on WhatsApp. And then he sends me a text on regular text and he's like, hey,
girlfriend.
WhatsApp I was answering your last text and WhatsApp crashed my whole phone and I had to get a new phone. And I'm like, I broke this dude's phone. And then finally I made moves and I'm like, come for Shabbos, come see me. And he did, and it was weird. And then he ghosted me. And then afterwards, my brother is friends with a guy who was like friends with this guy. And my brother tells me, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, that guy really liked you. And I'm like, that's news to me. Weird, I know.
So you were calling him your husband or something?
No.
Or vice
I
versa?
think just later on, I was like, oh yeah, that was a past relationship of mine.
Yeah, I've done
like
that.
it was nowhere. It was not. I've had relationships, like actual ones since. Like that was not. He texted me every 3 days
Yeah. Well,
for 4 months.
there was like a period where like all my friends were getting married and stuff, or in like long-term relationships, that I hadn't gone on a date in 4 years. So I just said that like any encounter was like a girlfriend. I'd see someone in the street, and I would say, "Oh, that's my girlfriend," you know?
Like a 20-minute date.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You went 4 years without going on a date?
I don't know. I'm just saying because I'm on a podcast and I'm supposed to be funny.
I would believe that
I
you
don't
would.
actually remember.
I feel like
Possible though. I didn't have a lot. I didn't like date a lot in my early 20s. I was doing weird things. Not like weird things. I'm saying like just like weird things, you know, like a lost extra Shiva Bacher.
lost extra Shiva Bacher.
Yeah.
Did you eat a brox though on Pesach?
That's you know you want to know the funny thing is that I would probably never even if I like convert to Islam I'd probably still not eat gebrux on Pesach. That and you know what else I wouldn't do? I wouldn't talk during shofar blowing on Rosh Hashanah, and no one gets it. But I went to yeshiva for so many years, and like, it's one of the worst things you can do is be mafsik before the last Kaddish and Rosh Hashanah davening.
Yeah, so basically there's a rule that you're not supposed to talk between hearing the bracha for the shofar until you hear the final blast. And Ben is very, very strict on that. And I remember this past Rosh Hashanah, we were in shul, and he was like trying to do sign language to me to find out where his wife and child were.
My kid was like dangling, like 10 feet, like off the.
Oh yeah, no, he was looking for his kid. He's like, "Where is my kid?" But like he was doing this in sign language and like trying to make me understand like what the heck he was talking about because he wouldn't talk.
That's true. Thanks for having a story related to my random thought.
Okay, do you have other dating story?
Okay, so there was this one time where I was on a date with this girl. This is another like failed date. Again, this is probably another story that's gonna sound funnier in my head than it is on.
Was this a first date?
First or second, I think. And we went to some coffee shop. That's not relevant. I think the relevant part was that it was horrible, and it was horribly hot. And I'm very fair-skinned, and I just felt like the sun was beating on my neck. I was in a like very poor positionally with respect to the sun, and I was hating it. I wasn't even trying to listen to her.
Outside?
Yeah, we were like outside,
oh.
And I remember at one point thinking that I was bleeding from the sun. It was so hot. I like kept on feeling it back in my head. I was like,
why don't you just say,
like,
hey, why don't you do you mind if we move into the shade?
Maybe that wasn't an option. Maybe I didn't want to be rude. I'm very gentlemanlike and I want to interrupt her. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. That's a good question, though. So basically, go home and again, just there wasn't much to say. Just clearly time to go, and I was driving, and you know I stopped the car, and she sort of walks out, and I guess she took a little longer time than I thought she was just gonna leave. Like there wasn't much to say. She was sort of like lingering for a second, and I guess I left my foot off the brake, so she sort of like tripped like out of my car and like fell. And that's the story of how I came to a rolling stop to drop off my date.
Did she ever talk to you again after that?
No.
Did you ghost her? Like, did she break up with you? Like, what happened? What happens after you drop a girl off rolling stop? I would have literally...
I don't remember. Like, honestly, I do remember, like, I had a lot of trouble, like, breaking up with people. I just, like, I felt awkward about it. Like, I'm talking about, like, after, like, a date or two. Like, oh, do you call them? Do you text them? I remember that.
Always send a text.
Yeah, or just ghost them.
No, don't ghost.
That. After, like, one date?
Yeah, no, I would always send a text.
Okay, let me write that down.
After one date. Let's see what your current wife has to say about that.
Yeah, my current wife?
Yeah, she kept calling you her current husband.
No. Is there a line? Who's next? The other Ben? Oh, there's another story I was thinking of, but... So, I was trying to... At this point I was like... I guess I wasn't dating yet, but I knew of my wife, Natalie. And, but, you know, we hadn't started dating yet, and she was kind of playing hard to get. And I saw her at her work, and maybe deliberately, and I prepped.
You went to her office?
No, she used to work at a fast food place.
Oh, right.
No, so I went there and I was like, I guess, more in shape than I am now. So I was wearing this shirt that was accentuating the right parts of my body and de-emphasizing the wrong parts. But I prepare some lines and I go up there and I was like, all good, all smooth. I'm really happy with myself. Get my food. I'm walking out, like, yeah, boy, you're good. And I look in the mirror next to me on the way out, and I realized that my t-shirt, like my muscle t-shirt, was tucked into my underwear, which was sticking out of my pants.
And did she notice? Have you ever asked her?
Yeah, she claimed she didn't, but I think that's the reason she wanted me.
That's why she wanted to marry you.
Yeah, she's a weirdo.
On our first few dates, he fed me. Ben, for the record, fed me. He made a crock pot meal, and do you want to know what was in it?
Yeah.
Chicken, legs, onion rings, French fries, and hot dogs with water.
Was it good?
I don't remember. I think I was so scared I probably didn't eat. That's what a single guy makes in his crock pot when he gets home from work. And another meal that was made for me a lot was he would open a can of baked beans.
Talking to Mike.
He would open a can of baked beans.
Yeah.
With the fake soy hot dogs and Wacky Mac. And
But
put that onto a plate.
Were the hot dogs cooked or were they raw?
No, they were raw.
People don't realize they don't need to be cooked. So there you go.
You're the food expert.
There's a lesson for everyone.
Wait, should I repeat his crock pot meal?
Yeah, let's hear the crock pot meal.
A single man's crock pot meal is water as the base.
One single man's crockpot meal, and frankly, I would do the same thing now that I'm married to. So don't call it a single man's crockpot meal.
I'm sorry I offended you. Water as the base, chicken legs, onion rings, French fries, and hot dogs. And you slow cook it while you're at work, and then apparently that's appropriate food to serve to a girl you've only been dating for like a week.
I feel like that would be good if you put like barbecue sauce in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, Rachel's just as messed up as him, you guys. I'm sorry.
But like, I wouldn't want it all together. Like, maybe if you put the chicken and hot dogs and barbecue sauce and cooked it in the crock pot.
Let me just say, when
All
it was
those
on my
things on their
plate-
own individually are really good,
No,
right?
but it was
I would
on
never
my plate, it was like soup.
I would never make French fries in a crock pot. I just don't understand.
Well, because it just brings consistency to
Did
the
you
whole
make
thought.
this meal often, or was
I called
this
it the challenge, but-
an
No,
experiment
I think I
for
expressed-
Natalie?
I expressed such shock when I ate it. I don't think he ever made it again.
Yeah, but was this something that you made for yourself, or was it an experiment that one time?
I think I was like really hungry during that period of my life, and I would just like, I'd want immediately. I'd want something in my mouth when I came home from work and wouldn't have to work for it. So I had the foresight to just put things in the crock pots in the morning before work, and then come back and have it ready. And
I mean, I
yeah.
hear that. It's just an interesting
And
conversation.
it's really, like, crock pots are really, really versatile. You don't have to think about the stuff you're putting in them. They just work, okay?
You don't have to defend yourself. Somehow I've become part of this.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Ben and Natalie, the mini-sode.
The mini-sode.
I want to think of more stories now that you made me Miss Marv.
Well, that's how religious you are. Quaker.
Hey, can I, like, lay down a beat for the...
If you really want to.
Okay. And I want you to talk over it.
Okay. So, Ben, do you want to talk about how you met Natalie? Well, you already talked about how you met Natalie. What were the thoughts going through your mind when Natalie gave you an ultimatum?
What ultimatum are you talking about?
To marry her.
Don't think she did that.
Yes,
I have no recollection of that.
You're covering the microphone.
I have no
Yes,
recollection
I
of an
did.
ultimatum. What are you talking
When
about?
I was in Israel, I said, you're either going to get serious and propose, or I'm leaving you.
I don't remember that.
We talk about this all the time. You're lying to the public.
Really?
Yes.
We talk about this all the time.
See? Who did I marry, you guys? I should have looked up the psychopath for this one, too.
I don't remember all.
Before you had a son that looks just like him.
I remember you going to Israel though.
Wow. How nice.
No, I'm kidding.
After you broke her heart,
I know what you're
she
talking
jumps
about.
on a plane to a different country
I know what you're talking about.
for months.
How did I feel during the ultimatum when the ultimatum was made?
Yeah, were you like, oh shoot, I gotta marry this girl?
It wasn't like
It
an
was like,
ultimatum.
okay,
I mean,
I guess I'll marry
I guess
her.
we weren't dating though. We had broken up and we weren't talking. You're like, don't talk to me unless you want to marry. Marry me.
That's an ultimatum.
That's an ultimatum.
Okay, but I was thinking you were saying like while we were dating, you were saying
No.
that. How did I feel? I honestly don't remember. It was a long time ago.
But you married her.
I married her, so clearly I felt a certain
And now
way.
you're trapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel
That's
trapped?
the way of describing it. Well, what am I supposed to say? You're right here.
Should I cover my ears?
I feel trapped in what I'm allowed to say, clearly. No, I'm joking.
He feels trapped because
I
we
feel
didn't let him go to
trapped.
Mariv.
On some days I feel trapped, but like most days I don't.
Okay.
But do you feel trapped by her or by the monsters?
Right. Definitely her on some days. No, I'm kidding. She's a good woman.
Yes.
Yeah, if anyone's looking for a married one, she's good. You can just
Submit
email
your
me.
application.
Yeah.
Submit your...
But please get a psych eval first.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, I just have to tell you that when Natalie was pregnant, I would come and
With
visit.
Natalie?
I would come and visit, and Ben would make me do shots with him because Natalie was pregnant.
Yeah, I like drinking, but
I would come over and hang out with Natalie, and Ben would come home. He's like, Rachel, you want a shot? Rachel, you want... I mean, he still does that. He's like, Rachel, you want a shot?
Yeah.
And then he would make me do shots with him
Yeah.
because she was pregnant and she couldn't do them.
I have a bad habit. I'm not like an alcoholic or anything like that. I just like have a bad habit when people come over. I feel like weird sometimes and awkward, so I just like.
Didn't your daughter want some also one time?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember. She wanted some drink. I think we had to make her own drink.
Oh, she drinks
daughter?
out of coffee cups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She needs her own coffee.
Yeah.
Hey,
She has a lot of fun though.
Okay, we're going to take a break, everybody, to hear a word from our sponsors.
Sticky Situations is sponsored by Corona Crush. Are you tired of swiping on dating apps? Tired of guessing whether the cute guy or girl you keep seeing around is Jewish and or single? Then you need to run, not walk, to join Corona Crush. Corona Crush is a Jewish organization working to create Jewish couples always. Corona Crush has over 30 confirmed engagements, over 22,000 members from all over the world, and has set up over 50,000 speed dates. Join the Corona Crush Facebook group and post yourself or have a friend post you and see who reaches out. Fill out the survey to sign up for virtual speed dating events happening every other week. Corona Crush is 100% free and 100% Jewish. Worst case, you end up with some stories of your own. Best case, you find the love of your life. Try it out today. Here on Sticky Situations, we tend to focus on bad dating stories, but sometimes dates do go well and lead to proposals and weddings. Who would have thought? And what do all of those require, you might be asking? Well, the answer is flowers. Who doesn't want flowers from someone they've been seeing? Don't forget, flower petals and bouquets needed for proposals. And that's even before all the flowers that go into weddings. Sticky Situations is sponsored by Primrose Flower Shop. In my opinion, Primrose is the coolest flower shop around and has the best customer service to fulfill all of your floral needs. Primrose offers a range of services from your basic bouquets to subscription services where you can get flowers delivered once a week. They deliver all over the tri-state area, including Manhattan. Primrose does weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, and other simchas. I've personally been to a wedding where Primrose did the flowers, and the work they did was beyond gorgeous. Primrose additionally offers in-store proposals, including a romantic setup with candles and music. Primrose is located at 2922 Avenue M in Brooklyn, and the phone number is 929-376-9815. You can also follow Primrose on Instagram at PrimroseNY. So, if you can't get someone out of your head, buy them some flowers from Primrose. They'll either love it or they'll find you really creepy. But regardless, the flowers will be out of this world.
Okay.
Okay, we are back. So, Ben, what's your other story that you said you remembered?
Yeah, this isn't much of a dating story per se, but it's related to dating. And it goes like this. So when I was dating my wife, we had a couple periods, it's very weird, where we broke up, and there were people in the community, and we didn't want them to know that we were dating for whatever reason. And I was like, I guess we were dating in secrecy for a brief period of time. And I was at this Shavuot brachos, and one of the rabbis in town comes over to me, and I'm obviously this very popular single guy. I'm always thinking that people are trying to set me up. Not, but, in my mind, in my narcissistic mindset. So this rabbi comes over to me and says, are you busy now? And I'm like trying to think about how to say, like, I'm really
Busy in this setting, in the more religious circles, when someone asks if you're busy, it means are you dating someone? So just bear that in mind for those of you who don't know what that means.
Yeah, bear that in mind for the rest of the story because it's important. So I'm trying to sort of get out of it, because we're dating, and I'm dating my wife, but again, I sort of don't want to have to talk about it right now because we've broken up, and then I get all the questions. And
I remember when you guys were living in secrecy.
Right. So I'm like, no, I'm busy, not busy. I'm like sort of going on forever and not really coherently. I'm saying, I'm half busy, I'm not busy, but you can send me a resume. I'll always take a look. I'm always open for suggestions, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like talking and talking. And then he's like, I meant for Marv. Are you busy now? We need a temp.
What'd you say to that?
Sorry. What did I say to that?
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Bad. I don't remember the.
No, it's actually really funny.
Yeah. I don't know.
I remember when you guys were dating in secrecy. I think that's when we broke into your apartment. One time you were out of town.
Was that you?
And me and Natalie broke into your apartment. No, we just drank.
Because I
sat on your couch.
Because someone stole 2 blank checks and then cashed them at an ATM.
No.
It's like $600 and then another $750.
No, we broke into your apartment on Shabbat.
So that was you. Okay.
And we stayed for like an hour and then we walked home.
Oh, that's fine. I don't remember that, but that sounds
It was either
about
hot
right.
or cold. I can't remember.
That was a weird apartment. Everyone used to break in. That was a ping pong apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ate at a ping pong
I hope you played a game of ping pong.
Oh, yeah. And then they were like established as a couple. And I was visiting one time and they're like, okay, Rachel, we have a friend we're going to set you up with. This is such a good idea. Such a good idea. And they kept going on. And they told my mom and she was like, oh my gosh, you're going to go for dinner and you're going to meet this guy. And it was literally probably one of the worst ideas. It was one of those classic, like...
We try to go, like... Because everyone tries to set you up with, people that, you have a lot in common with.
You go to the opposite.
Because you never know.
Yeah, this guy was, like, socially awkward. He, like, barely talked to me. But also, like, I wasn't so into it.
I actually don't think he spoke any English.
He definitely did.
No, I think he had to Google Translate everything before...
No, this was a different guy. I forgot that you guys also wanted me to marry the other one, too.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Who's this one? Hey, if it means anything, I take it back now. This suggestion.
Oh, I'm trying to think of the story where Natalie wanted me to go out with this other guy who like barely spoke English. That was interesting. I don't really remember what happened there.
Yeah. It
Do you
was
think-
a Shabbos meal at a ping
Do you
pong
think that's
table.
why you didn't work out? Do you think if you were at a traditional Shabbos table,
No.
you would be married with like a kid and a half?
No.
Okay.
Kid and a half.
No. The ping pong table is fine.
Okay.
It was
Good.
strictly the person.
Yeah, the person was.
It was a terrible suggestion, thinking back.
Yeah, I think he's married now anyways or something. Or
Yeah.
engaged.
We might as well have just set you up with a married person.
No.
No.
Well, I'm saying it would have effectively been the same
Well, like,
prospect.
he just wasn't...
He wasn't for you.
He wasn't for me. And I think I showed my disinterest. And then, yeah, it was reciprocated.
It's got to be rough because often married people are just excited to think of two single people, especially in a remote town like where we live. So they just see another single person, they automatically like force you into having coffee with them or sitting at a ping pong table for 3 hours with them. So
It was a
I
fun Shabbat
apologize.
dinner at the ping pong table.
Yeah.
I think I mostly talked to the other guy.
Well, most of the seats were good, but then some people got stuck at seats where the legs were, and then you were like
Oh.
sort of trapped.
I don't
and
even
you couldn't-
remember.
You were completely immobile.
Ben loves his ping pong table.
I remember more. Instead of talking to the guy that you guys wanted me to go out with, I remember talking to the other guy who Natalie had tried to set me up with previously, and we were chatting the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Who's that?
he's fun to talk to.
Yeah, and then I had a real
that?
DMC with him at your wedding.
Ben?
Him and a different guy. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened with that. You
All the
tried to set me up with him
obfuscation
too.
here.
What?
You tried to set me up with him too.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't remember what happened, but it's okay.
You can-
No, that time you invited him over to your parents' house when I was coming.
Really? I do
I
not.
think your
recall.
mom tried to intervene with
I
that.
do not recall.
I'll tell you.
I don't remember what
Oh,
happened.
I just. Natalie has I gotta tell you that she has a horrible track record. I don't think you've ever successfully gotten
No.
any two people together.
Everything
I don't know
I
if
try
you've
to
ever
stay
successfully gotten to
optimistic.
a first date, let alone a second date.
No.
People like
Hate it.
hate each other
Listen,
typically before.
I'm still open to suggestions, but I just know to take Natalie's suggestions with a grain of salt.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the single guys that she knows
Or great.
aren't great.
No, they're really.
No.
They're in a very
But the thing is, you never know, so I always hate wasting the opportunity.
yeah.
And I'm older and very sheevish and yeah, I never had much of friendships
With girls.
with men either. So most of the people I associate with are Rebbeim or in jail. Sometimes both.
Oh my god.
So I don't have a lot of good shit of him for you, but
Yeah, I made the mistake of asking him before.
shit
He's like,
is a match.
and then he just
All
named
you who don't know, sorry.
all the single guys in town, and I'm like, I don't want to date any of them.
Hey Ben, could you do a bit in your yeshivish accent?
Oh yeah, let's hear the yeshivish accent.
Tell us a story.
Tell us a story in the yeshivish accent.
I don't.
This isn't to make fun of
No,
yeshivish people.
No.
No.
Oh, Ben's
Ben
just
is funny.
No. Okay, here.
Ben, do you have any other dating stories that you would like to share with Shitty Situation Nation?
There's dating stories. Yeah, plenty. But very boring ones. Do you want me to share them?
Share one boring one.
Let's see. Yeah, I went on a date once with a girl. It was a bagel shop. I don't remember what I ordered. I don't remember what she ordered. We chatted for a little bit. Yeah, and then the waitress asked us if we want the check, and I said yes. And then I gave her a credit card, and she swiped it. I gave like a 15 to 20% gratuity. And then, things wrapped up, and I took her home, and I remember thinking, oh, should I ask her first? She wants to go on another date. Maybe I'll give her some time to sort of let this date settle in, and I don't want to put her on the spot. And then she went home. I drove home. That's the story.
Did you go on a second date?
Yeah.
Did you go on a third date?
Yeah.
How many dates did you go on?
Probably, I don't know, maybe 20.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Who
So
was this girl? I don't think I've been on 20 dates.
I wasn't. I was just trying to be an annoying saying that story, but I don't
Is this
know.
even a real girl?
I don't.
Probably not.
Yeah, I actually was talking about a
Probably was
specific
dream
date.
he had once.
No, this is my first date with Anna. I actually was thinking about the specific date, but yeah, that's
Anna?
who's Anna? Anna was a certain female I dated.
Okay, so what other stories do you want to share before? Oh my gosh!
I'm joking.
Before we wrap up the episode.
Stories to share. Stories that I care to share.
I think the moral of this story was he
There's a
doesn't
lot.
have stories because he was the weird one.
There's so many
Like,
stories.
you're probably a bunch of girls' stories.
Yes, I think that.
I mean, I've definitely had very bad dates.
Did I hear a kid?
I thought I heard one too.
It might have just
I've
been
definitely
a
had
kid.
very bad dates, but again,
What's
it's
your
been
worst
so
date
long. I
ever?
don't really remember.
What's your name?
My
What was your
worst date ever. Oh, I just vaguely remember being on a terrible date with this girl who actually asked me out.
Oh.
See, I was pretty shy. It was I was just like shy, even though outwardly I don't seem shy, but I was I guess afraid of being rejected a lot, so I wouldn't pursue as much as I wished I pursued, and didn't put myself in the position either. I didn't like go on too many singles events, and I didn't put myself out there. So the dates I ended up going on were like often very weird, very strange people. This was one of them. I just remember it being like, she asked me out and I agreed, and I just remember hating every second of it. Like, she's just like crazy, narcissistic. She didn't stop talking about herself and about everything she hates, and like it was like super weird. I don't really remember anything specific from
Did you
the
go out
dates.
again with her?
No, I didn't go out again with her.
Did you
I
ghost
still
her?
struggle to, huh?
Did you like end it or you just ghosted her?
Yeah, I think I ended it though. I ended it. I was like, yeah, you're a really nice person. In my mind, I'm like,
You're not.
no, that's not true.
Like, not nice at all.
Not nice. And I ended that. I had a couple moderate relationships, I guess, but nothing. One time, yeah, again, I was just really bad at ending it. That's something I kind of regret. I just should have been more assertive. But like one person
Yeah.
I dated, I probably should have ended it like a month before I did, and then I just left town because I didn't know how to end it.
Like, you moved away?
I moved away.
So you moved away just so you didn't
It
have
was
to
like
break up
part.
with
It was like part of like, yeah. Like I was.
her? It's
I was
pretty bad. Where is she now?
I actually don't know. Maybe alive.
Maybe.
But hopefully, I hope so. She was a nice person. I just.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You just left town. Did you
I
ghost
can't say
her?
most of these stories. Didn't you realize? Cause they're terrible.
Because you were terrible.
You're the guy
Yeah.
girls tell stories about.
Probably. I don't want to be people to know it. I'll tell you.
You're
probably.
Ben. Don't worry.
It's fine. You're married now.
Yeah. No, it's still not fine.
I'm going to send a text.
Do you have any
Smell.
regrets on
Smell.
about what you did to girls?
I wasn't like a freaking.
Do you have regrets about that you treated girls not nice?
I never treated a girl not nicely.
Well, you just said you ghosted them. You didn't come to a complete stop when they got out of cars.
Wait.
Drop them back
I
off. after
ghosted
20
them.
minutes.
Who did I ghost?
You just
I
you
said I
ghosted
never
a bunch
ghosted
of
them.
girls.
No,
You
I told her.
left town.
Oh, you left town just so you
No,
didn't
I
have to break
broke up with her, and then I left town. But my excuse was that, like, which was true, was that, like, yeah, I'm leaving. Like, I didn't want to tell her that I didn't really like her. It's not like I didn't like her. I mean, we went out for like probably 7 months, but and at first I was interested, obviously. But toward the end, I realized like I don't know if I like her so much, but for a couple months, so I was going to move anyway, because whatever, I was in school in a certain town, and I was graduating and I didn't have a job in that town, so I was going to leave anyway. But I probably waited an extra month or so to tell her, just because I didn't have a better way of saying it, and it was a perfect reason to break up. I was leaving town and she was going to stay, so it was that type of thing.
Oh.
Do I regret it? I mean, yeah, I probably should have been a little more honest, but I get it. I get why I did it.
Thank you.
Thankfully, you found someone who,
Puts up with it?
yeah.
I think all of your listeners are asleep now. I think I put them all to bed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm falling asleep.
So
Okay,
maybe.
So, Ben,
Uh-huh.
do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up the episode?
No.
Okay, so Ben, can you give my listeners, Sticky Situation Nation, some dating advice? Even though I don't know if anyone should take dating.
Yes,
advice.
to the several million listeners of this podcast. What was the question? Advice?
Dating advice.
Dating advice. I would say be bold, be strong, be Starbucks coffee. Is that their tagline?
That's good.
No.
Okay, what's your Real Housewife tagline, Ben?
If it ain't working, start twerking. But I really don't have a tagline. I only said that because I think that that rhymes and it means nothing, and I like things like that.
So that's your tagline. You like things that rhyme and mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean nothing. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like, if it's not working, just dance and twerk and
And live life.
maybe some people, maybe 10% of your listeners, so what, like 1.5 million people, will actually be inspired by that line.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Ben.
I'm sorry, I was very not prepared. Unprepared for this episode. So
That's okay. Okay, well, Ben, this has been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Who's Ben?
Sticky Situation Nation, it's been real, and you'll catch me next time.
Are we live? That was so.
No. Bye, everybody.
Bye.